What's up, guys? So, Sony's new game Astro has taken the world by storm this past week. And for good reason. It's come out at the perfect time because, let's be honest, I think we're all tired of the state of gaming in 2024. Like, no way! A good game and it's actually complete in 2024? But in all seriousness, the game is really good, and that's not the only reason Astro has gained critical acclaim from both fans and critics alike. As Astro has incredible gameplay paired with haptic feedback that is truly immersing. Like, it's so good. And not to mention the amazing soundtrack. Like, they did not need to go this hard. It's a funny robot game. Anyway, let's get into what is arguably the most important part, the gameplay. Astro is a 3D platformer, so of course the gameplay consists of mostly 3D platforming. There are 76 stages to traverse, the majority of which the game sees you use a special power-up in order to traverse stages, find missing bots, and get to the end. Some levels also contain secret exits to other areas, and these secret exits are very well hidden. Luckily, to help you find these secrets, you can purchase a sensor bird on repeat playthroughs that give you general location of what you're trying to find while not spoiling any answers to any puzzles. Another level type are challenging rift levels. These levels spawn once you find the corresponding shape's icon on the world map. These levels are very short and only contain one bot, but they feature a heavy emphasis on pure platforming and quick combat, and are great for players who want a much more challenging platforming experience, as the rest of the game is very easy. The game also includes some longer levels in every galaxy that are based off of a specific franchise. Astro will dress up as the protagonist of these games and use one or two of their basic moves to rescue bots themed for the franchise. They're very fun, and there was one about Horizon, which that was my favorite. Finally, there are two other types of levels, which I'm going to call asteroid levels, as they're usually unlocked by finding secret asteroids on the world map. These types include Crumble Rumble levels, where you try to knock down all enemies by destroying the platforms they're on. They also include Retro Rampage levels, where you fight voxel enemies in a pixelated level. Alright, well that's enough gameplay for now. Let's talk about the game's phenomenal art and music direction. As I just said, the music in Astro is phenomenal, with the music fitting the environments perfectly. There's a lot of variety in the game, with some tracks being remixes of previous games, and others being signs from other franchises. As for the graphics, they are absolutely stunning. The game isn't hyper-realistic, yet it utilizes the PS5's power to deliver a stellar image. One aspect that especially wowed me was how the game lighting engine reacts with different materials. The lighting reacts differently with plastic and metal elements, and makes it look like you can reach out and touch them. It gives them totally separate textures than, say, sand or rock or other materials. The PS5's power also allows for the game to have many entities on screen at once, which can be seen once you fully max out the crash site area. There are a total of 305 characters in this space, all with unique models and animations. Now you would think all these people running around would turn your PS5 into a PS Fire, but surprisingly the game handles all of this with almost no frame rate drops. Another cool thing that the game uses to make use of the PS5's hardware is by putting a bunch of different piles of like thousands of objects for Astro to run around in and mess with. Every one of these objects in these individual piles have their own physics, and it makes it really fun to play around with the game's engine. The game also has phenomenal fluid simulation that is used in puzzles and other stuff. Astro can push it around and it reacts with the different environments. The game's power and all the little details and physics are just so cool. While Astrobot is an amazing game, and as much as I would love to give it a perfect score, no game is perfect, and I feel like the main problem with Astrobot is the difficulty. I understand that Astrobot is very much aimed at children, but let's compare it to another 3D platformer, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That game was also aimed at children, but even the main story made the player have, like, at least a little bit of difficult experience going through the harder levels. And the difficulty wall to 100% it was also very large. And even though most of the game is insanely easy, the final challenge is like the most difficulty scaling I've ever seen in a video game.
I got the Platinum Trophy for this game just recently, and I can say without a doubt, the game's final stage, the Great Master Challenge, has such a high difficulty spike. High enough for me to say it was one of the hardest gaming experiences I've ever had.
Well, maybe that Tom Sawyer game on the NES was a little bit harder, but I don't want to think about that one.
Anyway, another downside is how the amazing haptics completely drain the battery life of your controller, but that's just a small price to pay for how good the haptics are.
Short, Astrobot is an easy but extremely well-designed and fun game. Even when the platforming is slow and a little bit too easy, The game design, the world design, and the music just kind of keeps it all right up there with all the best games. If I was to rate it, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because that's how many items this game checked off my bucket list. Well guys, that's all. Thank you so much for watching this review. I'm very new to YouTube and this specific type of video, so I hope that you enjoyed my stupid jokes. If you did, like, subscribe, and tell me more games you'd like me to review next. That being said, goodbye.